Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go through some fuel projects. On these fuel projects, I've teamed up with Dr. Young and Jeff Casey with JK Associates, and we go through and put a plan together and tweak it until we get a final approved drawings by the client, and then at that point we need to come back and seal all the drawings, get them on our title block, and get them sealed. So I'm going to show you how to do that. There's typically probably three main types. Most of our projects are going to be through JF Petro, which is one of the largest petroleum contractors in the Southeast. And so when we do it with JF Petro, they're going to have JF Petro's name on the title block. Another group is Ingalls Markets, and then we also do some with neither of those guys. That would just be with Dr. Young only. So in this example that we're going to go through is for an Ingalls Market project, and then I'll make another video when we go through a JF Petro. So in this case, you can see on my screen, this is the Ingalls file that has each of the sheets in there. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sheets. And I've started with, this was another project that we did for Ingalls Markets. We need to get that image brought over from the other project. Basically, this CAD file is looking for that Ingalls logo in the 7 images folder, and it can't find it. But once I copy it from the other project into this project, it'll find it in that 7 images. So that'll be resolved itself when I move that file over. So one of the first things we need to do is we need to set up all the sheets. And so I am going to, let's go here and look and see what sheets we have. FS 100 for the cover, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 9, 10. Okay, so if I go back, so I've started with this old file because it was already done with Ingalls, so that way we're kind of ahead of the curve. We've got FS 100, 101, 102, 103, 7, and I think we went up to 9, so I can right click, copy, move to end, create copy, and that's going to be 108. Right click, copy, move to end, .109, and then we'll also need to rename these files to match the name that's on this drawing. So 9 was electrical room equipment. Electrical room equipment. And then we had a 10. Copy, move to end, and 10 was UST drawings. UST. Huh, what did I do wrong? UST, there we go. Drawings. Okay, this is going to be a new project. We will aim to send this out tomorrow. So let's put September 10th on this plan set. September 10, 2024. This project is in North Carolina, so we want to change this to North Carolina. And along with North Carolina, this shows up, which is a license we need to have for North Carolina, and this, which is also needed in North Carolina. Then we're going to change this date to tomorrow because that's when we plan to issue it. And and there's our design in collaboration with those guys. We still need to put the Ingalls address there, but I'll let someone else take care of that part to finish setting up the title block. Okay, then in model space, so this is where we brought information in from the old Ingalls project, and we'll do the same thing there. We'll go in here to this Ingalls. Most of this stuff, I believe, is going to be on the 0 layer. Probably not all of it though. Let's see, is there anything else colored? Well, there's a few things. Okay. I'm going to put all of this on the 0 layer because we don't use layers on these projects. And then we will also, we want to change the font, so we'll come over here to the properties, pick M text, and our text standard that we use is Calibri. It's not showing up, so we need to run cvLay to load our layers, and text, F for full. Let's also save this drawing as convert so that we are not messing up the original file. Convert, and then that'll be our layers. Okay, so we'll grab all this stuff. Under the properties dialog box, I'm going to go down to M text, and there's regular text, and we're going to change both of those to Calibri. And then I'll go down to regular text, change those to Calibri. Okay, and then we can also see that it's all on the 0 layer. Move this back out of the way. And then let's grab this stuff. There's 16,500 pieces of information. Control C, pick a base point, and then I'll come back over here to our drawing. Okay. So we'll get that in there. I'm going to select it all, make sure there's still, yep, 16,500 objects. So it's a lot of objects. Now we need to shrink it down by some factor. This space is already made to fit our title block. So that's 23 inches, and here these are 2,903. So 23 divided by 2,903 is 0.008. So I'm going to grab all those, I'm going to scale them by 0.008. Alright, let's actually move these over a little bit more. 7. Stretch this out. So I'm pressing Shift middle button and it turns ortho on and off. And then I'm just going to copy this from the base point here and then paste it there. So that's going to be 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Actually, we could have just grabbed this stuff and moved that over. delete this stuff so we can paste the actual names there. And now we can just grab this copy, scope of work. Some of these are actually the same. Copy, project cover. And then we really don't need any of this stuff in here anymore. Because we're going to replace it with the information that's down below. Alright. Every once in a while we will have to try to find some additional information. Like maybe there's an image that we don't have that's missing and we have to kind of recreate that. So this looks like it's a little bit close to the bottom. Let's move that up a little bit. And this information, actually I should have copied that and not moved it. I copy from the bottom, since it's a little bit different size and shape. Copy. As you can see, we're going to need to make a little bit of adjustments. Copy. And so we're going to go on like that for the rest of the project. So now this 7 is right there. If we go to 7, you'll see that 7 is there, but these we're still pointing to that 7. So I'm going to zoom in on the viewport. Is that the viewport? No, that's the thing on inside there. Let's see our viewport. Where is our viewport? There it is. Viewport, and it's not locked. So I should be able to double click in here and then just move this over to the next block. And then double click out. Now I'm back in model space. 9. Double click in here. Now I'm in the viewport. This was 7, 8. This should be 9. And then 10, of course, has all that. 9. Double click. 8, 9, 10. And because I'm panning instead of zooming, we shouldn't need to mess with the scales or anything. They're all set up in the same way. And these fuel drawings are not to scale anyways. It's basically just telling them what mechanical equipment they need to have in there. I'm going to move that down just a little bit. There we go. And that one should have been 10. Okay, so whomever's going to work on this can finish copying each of these things into there and then proofreading all of the text. And so then also in the file from Dr. Young, we'll have what is it called? A PDF. And so we'll want to go through and make sure ours looks exactly the same. So you can see we're already missing that Ingalls thing. On 104, there's going to be some images we need to insert. And usually we'll get those from Dr. Young, but not always. If there's colors, we'll want to go back and recreate that to be as close as we can. And then these, so that was 10, then these were just extra attachments from other third parties, and so we don't need to worry about those because that's not going to be our portion of the project. So looks like those 3 images and the Ingalls were missing, and if I go, we did get some images that he sent there, and I put them in the images folder. Yep, sure enough, there's the Ingalls logo, a fuel pipe thing, sump pump. So it looks like we have all the pieces we need to insert those into the drawing. And to insert them in, you literally just drag and drop Ingalls. Now that looks like a horror film. I don't know why it looks like that. That's weird. Let's try that again. Detach, yes. Images. Sorry, I'm looking on another screen, trying to find this project. That's so weird. And when I open that up, it doesn't look anything like that. What if we purge in, audit, regen all? Nope, didn't do anything. So I think we need to go to the internet and see if we can find that logo that looks like this and then reinsert that in. And then those other images I think go on that sheet. So I'll let someone else finish this project up, but the point I was getting at is we want to, once you think you have everything set up, we need to be very careful to go back to the PDF, open the PDF, go through sheet by sheet, and make sure that we have everything set up appropriately. Obviously this title block and everything is going to be different. It's going to be ours, but look, there's the Ingalls logo. Potentially we could just reopen. I'm going to delete this logo in there. Delete, come back here. I'm going to close this file, move that logo over, and then reopen it, and let's see if that. So let's save the file, close. I'm going to go to the other project that actually is linked in our example. And the root directory of this Fletcher, North Carolina Ingalls project is a shortcut called example 23404. That's the last Ingalls project that we did. So I'm going over there and I'm getting the Ingalls logo file, copy, and then I'm coming back to this directory, placing it in the 7 images folder, and now I'm going to reopen that drawing. Twenty-four, 331. let's see what happens. Ah, looks good. Okay, and this one showed up here. So you can see obviously the address is still wrong and needs to be corrected, but a lot of what we need on that sheet looks pretty good. You know, then we go over, let's just check 10 because we did some work on that one, right? Still that address is going to need to be corrected, but so we go down to sheet 10. It's actually looking pretty good. So we just need to go through this PDF sheet by sheet, make sure we have all of the information on there, double check all the text, make sure nothing's missing. Sometimes the way that this gets exported from the software that they use with Fuel, it comes out in so many little pieces that when you try to select 16,000 objects, sometimes AutoCAD loses some and only 15,000 get pasted for whatever reason. So just it's important to double check the PDFs against your PDF that you've plotted and make sure that that all checks out. So that's it for this overview of the Fuel for an Ingalls project, and I'll make another video for doing kind of the same thing with a JF Petro project, which is one of the other types that we do. Thank you.